Hello, this is Arturelia Anime Room Reviews. I'm Arturo, and today I'll be reviewing Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Was the first Gundam series that actually got me into the Gundam series to begin with. I do thank it for that, watching it those nights on Tanami. However, though, after it is now concluded, and I look back at it, what do I think about this series? Well, that's why you're here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Let's go.
Did I get him?
Set 300 years after the Calamity War, Mars wants independence from Earth. We follow a group of orphan children who work at a place on Mars and are used as human shield. A girl by the name of Cordelia wants Mars to have its independence and help those in need. Though, when at the place where to soon be Tekiden, she meets Mikazuki, along with the others, like Orga. Though the base is attacked by Galahorn troops, a setup has occurred. This is where the story begins. Tekiden will have their own group and will bring her to Earth at Parliament for Mars independence. Along the way, Tekiden will run into another group that will help them in their journey. Galahorn, on the other hand, has issues inside the system or government. While we go back and forth between groups and characters, we will see a lot of chaos and problems for the orphans and Cordelia. The soundtrack in this series is really good. Really good. Impactful moments, and I really like the first opening. Really good. The animation is pretty different when it comes to the Gundam series, or at least when it comes to the character designs, but overall, it's well done. The action scenes are also really well done for the mobile suits, and yeah, great animation. What can I say? I will note, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of characters in this show. Most of these characters are interesting, but there's so much that other characters don't get much either screen time or, better yet, just don't get a lot of backstory to them. However, even when some don't get a lot of backstory, some of them that have more screen time, they start to develop and they are interesting. Though the main character, Mikazuki, is one of the main ones of this series, and the one who pilots Barbatos, and is very skilled in combat when piloting it. Nothing can really stop him. He's kind of that character that just follows the orders, or at least Orga's lead.
Mikazuki's also just chill, lay back, and yeah, he just does whatever Orga tells him to do, and he'll do it. He does seem less emotional, but he has his moments.
Orga is the type who tries his best to lead his family to their goals, but by season 2 he starts to go down the path of not knowing what he wants, and it is a big change for him. Cordelia cares for those that suffer, even the orphans that are bringing her to Earth. She usually gets very emotional. She doesn't really fight, but is a good politician, union chairperson, and tries to do her best to avoid bloodshed. Other characters like Hikihiro Outland has some backstory. Doesn't he look like Guts from Berserk? He's just as skilled as Mikazuki, a badass. And then we have a female character that is also badass, Lefter Franklin. She is one interesting female character that I liked throughout the show.
You will find it interesting to see these two. You would think it would be more of a love triangle. She and him, they seem to like each other. And I was always interested to just watch these two get along and see whether or not something will end up happening with these two, whether they end up hooking up or not.
Now, this group, the Turbans, have a lot of characters as well, like the two main, Amida Arca and Naze Turban. Naze is one that runs the Turbans, while Amida is the one in combat, fighting his fights.
And yeah, he has his own harem. Though basically the entire crew is his wives, but he loves them all, so there's that. But basically they also do their jobs by piloting the ship, working on the robots, or mechas, I mean. And he likes them all, but he has his favorite, Amida. Yeah, you could say he's a busy man.
Elsa!
And one character that I found interesting but also suspicious through the entire show is McGill's Farid. Very sinister and mysterious. You never know if he's on the good side or the bad side. Though you will question the entire time, what is his goal, until you see what happens. Now we do have villains in here, but there are various ones, at least when it comes into political stuff. Most of them just come and go. And what is somewhat interesting is whether or not the final person that is an enemy of Tekkadan was really the bad guy. Or was he really that bad at first? Then good. I don't know. In the end, there are questions about Rustal. He does what he does to maintain order and keep peace. But if not, he has to use force and even the worst of worst, illegal weapons, to get the job done. Though I wondered whether he is right or Tekkadan. Throughout Season 2, he seemed more of an annoying villain. As for my enjoyment of Gundam Iron Blood and Orphans, well, here's the thing. I heard a lot of conflictions that it was a slow anime, but when I was watching it, I actually really enjoyed the show on Toonami. Yes, there are points that it is slow, but the build-up to the action scenes is rewarding. It gives you time to understand most of these characters. While certain ones that later would show up and didn't get much backstory, I mean, you may feel yay or nay about them. Most of them, though, at least have enough screen time for you to actually feel attached to them. Now, it's just my opinion that I think the slow pace worked. It's kind of like Fear the Walking Dead. While The Walking Dead was right on the bat of what was going on, Fear the Walking Dead was a slow build-up to what was to come, which we all knew what was going to happen. And that season, or at least the first season of Fear the Walking Dead, worked. I really felt impact in that show, unlike The Walking Dead itself, because we were already thrown into that situation. It's the same deal with Iron Blooded Orphans. I think it did a good job. The slow pace actually worked. And then when the action scenes came, they were rewarding. It was the first Gundam show that I ever got into. Now, yes, Season 2, I will say, had more action than Season 1. But I do believe Season 1 did very well with the pacing for the characters. If it was all action and no character development, then why would you care for these characters? I enjoyed the story overall, but I know there was some political stuff, gaining power, having control of this and that, but I had a hard time understanding most of that. But I did find it very interesting and enjoyable. I felt, at most, very bad for certain characters' deaths. 3 at least, or 2. Most of the characters are interesting, and I can say you will enjoy this if you're into Gundam or mechas. And if you're the type of person that is patient to go through character development or slow paces in shows, then the actions are really fun when they come. Overall, I think it's great. Yeah, does it have issues? Yes, but I do think it would be the first type of Gundam series, well, for newer audiences to get into. I do believe it's worth a watch.
I wasn't able to cut the link with this suit while you were sitting in the cockpit, unconscious.
How many died?
Well, Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, first Gundam I ever watched. Really enjoyed it. I think it was well done. It has some issues, but not every anime or story is going to be great. I do think most people may not like it as much as because of slow pace, but I think it worked in this anime. I think it's great. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Some great scenes, some great animation. And what else is there to say? I've already explained it all. Obviously, I'm just going to point you to the whole Gundam series. There's a lot of Gundam shows to pick in the category. If you want to follow the timeline, you'll find the full timeline of the main Gundam series. But this is its own standalone, so they don't connect. There are others that also don't connect. So if you search up Gundam, you're going to find a bunch. And you can choose what you're interested to see. Well, this is Arturelia, Anime Room Reviews, signing off. Man, look at all you chicks. You guys are so badass. I mean, man, if I had the ability to train you guys, oh boy, I would have a blast. You chicks, definitely. I mean, don't get the wrong idea, guys. You kids are awesome too, but boy, these chicks. That harem stuff. Why do you guys hang out with that one man? Just one man? I don't understand. Whoa, wait a minute, stop! Stop!
Hi guys, thanks for watching Arturelia Anime Room Reviews. If you want to follow more of what I do here, click the subscribe button. You could also follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I also have a Discord server. If you want to be part of this community, you could click on this link here in the description.